You have a question? Oh, yes, I have an answer. Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is another episode of Ask James. Let's get to our email. I'm going to try and shorten up this story as much as possible. I found out in April my fiance and father of my child had been cheating on me in August the previous year. And who knows how much longer. How I found out, things work in strange ways, and on my 31st birthday, my phone mysteriously stopped working and he gave me his old one to use. All phones were under my account and he had just gotten a new one. The next day, driving to work, I find dating and hookup sites under his Apple account. The kicker is I had access to his email account and found gay porn websites he had been searching as well. I couldn't hold any of this in and confronted him when I got home that night and kicked him out. He lied and made up outlandish stories that he stuck to for days. I was extremely hurt and betrayed because not only had we been together for the last 5 years and engaged, we also have a child together. And I had just moved into a house I bought for us an hour away from all my family and friends. After much digging, I found out from my account call logs he cheated with a 43-year-old married woman he met on Craigslist, responding to her personal ad for friends with benefits. He was 27 at the time. He swears that that's the only thing he had ever done. But I don't believe any of that. While he was doing all of this, he was still pressuring me to marry him. I know you're probably saying there had to be signs there, but if there were, I never saw them. He rarely went out with friends and portrayed himself as a family man, only interested in doing things with our families. I was bored to death but settled because I thought deep down he was a decent man and he had a child. I knew he had insecurities because he's always so clingy towards me, but never thought anything of it. I've let him come back around because he behaves like a nuisance when I don't. But it's really making me die inside dealing with him. But I'm also scared of the havoc he'll try to cause if I cut him off, court custody, etc. Do you think there's more than what I found? And is someone like that ever really trustworthy again? Now, there is a PS to this as well. It says, I truly don't ever want to be with him again, but I feel so stuck and hopeless because I do still need his financial help and want my daughter to have her father and a normal life. We're going to hold that piece right there. I was always the breadwinner and racked up credit debt during our 5-year relationship because I thought I was going to marry the man and was doing the right thing by our family. Is it wrong for me to continue having him basically be around for the money he gives to make up what I lost in debt? I've told him many times how I feel towards him, so I'm not stringing him along. And even though he says he understands that, I don't believe so. Okay. A lot of little stuff going on here. First thing I'm going to say, like I said, we're going to hold the little piece about, let's deal with your baby first, okay? You're going through miserable goddamn times, all in the name of having things be normal for your baby. Well, here's a news flash. Ain't shit about this normal. Nothing about your dealings with him is normal, so you could throw that right out the window. That ain't normal. That ain't normal. Okay? So throw that away. This is real life. It is what it is. There ain't no storybook going on here. Nothing about this is storybook. You know, this is very old school. You know, man running around doing whatever he wants to do, leading a double life. That's what this is. That ain't a storybook. That's a nightmare tale is what that is. Don't let the debt that you gained define what you're going to do for you gained some debt in a 5-year period that you're going to let him walk all over you for the next 20 years. This is a time where I would say that debt is your lesson. It's your, you know, there's that hard bill to pay. That's the hard bill to pay. That's the hard bill to pay. And there's some things that you're going to have to be willing to give up. You know, there's some sacrifices that are going to have to be made, but you need to get rid of him. You need to get rid of him ASAP. ASAP. He's not good for you. He's not good for you at all. He's not, they don't sound like there's nothing nice about him. He's a liar. He's manipulative as hell. He is manipulative as hell. And that whole clingy part, you know why he was so clingy to you? Because he was guilty. He was so clingy to you because he was guilty. He knew what he was doing and doesn't even want to think about you doing the same thing. That's what that clinginess is about. It's that guilt. And all this, he moved you away from your family and away from your friends, secluded you to basically where all you have is him. All you have is him. I'm sitting there and I'm looking at something like, oh my God, it sounds almost like Flowers in the Attic. I don't know if you've ever seen the movie, Flowers in the Attic. The situation is a little different, but the selfishness and the manipulation and the moving about and the boxing people up and things like that, that's what it put me in mind of Flowers in the Attic. Don't be one of the flowers in the attic and don't do that to your child. We're looking for normalcy. There's nothing normal about that. This is just wrong. He was wrong. He's a cheater and he's a liar and he's a manipulator and you do not need him. And as far as the money goes, baby, take him to court. Don't worry about it. It's a little custody battle. What about it? What about it? See, because the court's going to make him give you money to take care of that baby. The rest of it is all on you. You be fine. You know, the house is yours. It's your house. That's your house. So, yeah, you're going to have to take care of your house. No, the court may not make him give you money to take care of your house. But again, at the end of the day, it's your house. It's your house. It's the family that, the family that you've built ain't nobody but you and your daughter, no way. He is not a part of your family. He's not. He's not a part of your family. He's dragging on your family's coattails is what he's doing. He has some issues. He has some issues. He's trying to find himself. He's screwing around with a 43-year-old woman. That woman wasn't going to leave her situation for his little 27-year-old behind. And then he got some other little things going on there. Are you okay with him having some questions about sexuality? Because if you're checking on porn sites at gay porn, and there's some questions, some sexuality questions there as well. Are you okay with those? Are you comfortable with those? Which there's nothing wrong with that if you are comfortable with that. But again, nothing in this is normal. He got a whole lot going on. He got a whole lot of stuff going on. And that sneaky move, you know, it's one thing to think about things. It's another thing to move on it. And all that lying and everything. Yeah, I would say there was more to find out that you ain't found out. It just seems like it from everything that you're saying about him. I could imagine there's probably some things that you don't know about. I wouldn't be tied down with that. No, I would not. Not at all. You know, but then that's again, you know, I have a real bad thing about infidelity. I feel as though you dodged a bullet and you need to get out of it. And again, there is a man that's out there that's going to provide a normal life for you and your daughter, but you ain't never going to meet him. Not with him around. So just think about that. And I'm going to leave you with that right there. Prince Charming will never get to you with the devil holding your hand at the front of the line. So that is my advice. I know it was a little curt, but I can't even break it down any further than that. I can't break it down any nicer than that. He's not good for you. He's not. He's not good for you. He's not good for your situation at all. You're being abused. You're being abused and manipulated, and you don't deserve that. So, on that, I'm going to leave this here, and I will talk with you soon. You have something you need to get off your chest or something you need some help with? I'll give it my best shot. Send me an email to spillitboy@gmail.com, and in the title line, you want to put Hey James to make sure that I actually see it. If you don't put Hey James in the subject line, I'm not going to see it. It's going to continue to be an issue. So send me an email and we'll talk about it later.